You haven't figured out what you like, what you think is cool. You just know what they think is cool, and that's not what high school is about. Hey, what's up you guys? So today I am doing a freshman advice video. In this video I will go over how to be happy in high school, how to make friends, how to deal with losing friends, how to deal with boyfriends, girlfriends, relationships. I am an incoming senior into high school this year, so I thought it would be a good idea to make this video. I'm gonna try and cover everything that I had questions with or I struggled with freshman year. If you have any specific questions that I did not answer, leave them in the comments and I may do a freshman Q&A. Okay, now we're gonna get into the social side of high school, in which how to make friends and what you should and should not do socially. You need to make friends in high school. You can't just rely on having your friends from 8th grade, because you're not gonna have a lot of your friends in your classes. And on the first day, that's a perfect time to make new friends and to talk to the people around you. Maybe sit by someone who you think is a friendly face. You can ask them, hey, what clubs are you joining? Or you can ask them what school they came from, or just small talk, and make sure they know your name and you know their name. It's good to have friends in the classes that you have, or at least acquaintances. So if you ever miss a day, you can go to them and ask for the notes, or you can ask like, what was the homework, that you have someone to fall back on and they can rely on you. Now, when it comes to lunch, you may not have anybody to sit with at lunch. I still need to figure out who I'm sitting with at lunch this year, because I have no idea. But if you don't have any friends that are gonna be at lunch with you, or if you don't even know if you have friends that have lunch with you, a good thing to do is to post your schedule. Take a picture of your schedule and be like, hey, who has classes with me? Or hey, who has lunch with me? To figure out, okay, who has lunch with you, and figure out who you can sit with. Now, if you do that and you still find out, I got nobody to sit with, a good thing to do is in your classes before lunch, when you're talking to people and you're making friends, ask them, hey, what hour do you have lunch? And if someone that you're sitting next to, that you're connecting with, happens to have the same hour as you, be like, oh, I have that same hour, can I sit with you? Now, clubs and teams. I'm telling you, you need to join clubs and teams, especially your freshman year. Join a bunch of them. And if you want to drop something, you can easily do that. And I feel like a lot of freshmen, they feel discouraged to audition or to try out or to like join anything, because they're like, well, I'm a freshman and upperclassmen won't like me, and what if I'm not good at this? That's all out the door. They will take you in, take you under their wing, and teach you how to do what they do and teach you how to be good at it. Whereas if I wanted to become a cheerleader this year, there would be probably a little to no chance of me becoming a cheerleader, because I don't have any experience and it's my last year at high school. So why would they waste their time trying to teach me how to be good and do all this when I'm about to graduate in a few months? Whereas when you're a freshman, they can teach you how to be good your freshman year, and then you'll grow to be like the best and a leader on the team. So definitely don't let your grade level deter you from auditioning and for trying out for things. Let it be motivational to try out for things and audition for things. Try and join things that your friends are joining. This is a good time to actually choose things that your friends are doing, whereas when it comes to classes, that's more serious and it should be what you want to do. And I'm not saying, oh, just join clubs because your friends are doing it. If you don't like I don't like running. If I had friends that were on track, I can tell you I would not be on track. Do not join something just because your friends are on it and you want to be with your friends. If it makes you miserable, quit. If you know it's going to make you miserable, don't even begin to join it. And ask people in your classes what they're thinking about joining, and that can give you an idea of what maybe you want to join. And if you think you found someone in your class that you think you could be really good friends with, or you want to be friends with, it's definitely good to ask them, like, hey, what are you joining, so you can maybe become closer to them through that thing. But don't join anything that would make you miserable. And if it does make you miserable, quit it. Let me talk about losing friends. Now, I remember when I was a freshman, I did watch a lot of freshman advice videos, and they said you were going to lose your friends. And that was very scary for me. But then I realized it's not as bad as you think. Yes, you probably are going to lose friends. And I've lost plenty of friends throughout the years. Not because, oh, we had a fight. I've never, like, lost a friend to a fight. It's never been that. And I'm not saying, oh, when you're in high school, like, things get so dramatic and, like, da-da-da-da-da, like, no. It's more so, once you get into high school, you're definitely going to grow apart. And it's mostly because in high school, since there's so many people and you have so many classes, you're going to stop having as many classes together. You're going to find things that you like to join, and they're going to be doing their clubs, and you're going to be doing your clubs, and you'll slowly find less and less time for each other, and then it's just like, we don't talk anymore. Not because there's bad blood, but because it just happened that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes people even come back together. But if there's definitely certain people that you really, really want to keep in your life, try and join clubs together and activities together and teams together. But don't just join something to hold on to a friend. This year is about finding out what you like and finding out what you want to do. You know, and if you just, like, let those friends hold you back, they might not be trying to hold you back, but because you're not wanting to lose them, they're holding you back from joining this and joining this. You can't do all those things because you're trying to keep those friendships, and it's holding you back from what you love. And you could come into your senior year realizing, man, I really love to sing, and all this time I've been doing art. What is wrong with me? It could be better for them too, because they can go find out what they like. And you should want the best for your friends. So let each other go down your own separate paths, and if you happen to come back together, then it was meant to be. And if you don't, hey, this is just how it works. Don't do anything that 8th grade you wouldn't do. And I'm not saying, oh, 8th grade you wouldn't have sang in front of a bunch of people, so don't do that. Like, if you want to sing in front of a bunch of people, do that. 8th grade you may have been a little bit more scared than freshman year. But I'm saying it in a sense where if 8th grade you had values where 8th grade you maybe didn't want to drink, 8th grade you didn't want to smoke or vape, or 8th grade you didn't want to have sex, or whatever it may be, 8th grade you would have never stuck out the house. 8th grade you would have never slacked off of homework. If that's what it is, if it's something 8th grade you wouldn't have been proud of, don't do it. I'm telling you right now, I feel like freshmen want to be mature and want to be like the teenagers they see on TV or the teenagers they see on social media, or they want to be popular. I'm going to tell you something right now. There is nothing cool about being immature. Immaturity is doing things to impress others. Doing things that don't represent your character and don't represent who you are as a person is immature. It's okay to want to impress your friends and to want to make your friends proud of you. But if you're not proud of yourself, and if you're not impressed by the things that you're doing, those things are no good. You're doing immature things. You shouldn't have to impress your friends to keep them. That is not okay. You shouldn't have to make them proud. You should want to make them proud, but at the same time making yourself proud. And if you have to impress them and have to make them think you're cool to keep them as a friend, that's not a real friend. If you have to put on a show to impress them, if you have to put up a front to impress them, you don't have the right friends, and you need to go find friends that you don't have to pretend for. You don't have to impress all the time. You don't have to feel like, oh, you're on 100 all the time with them, because you need those friends that need to be there when you're at 0, when you're at 1. Not those friends who are only there to see you while you're doing all these cool things, you know? I feel like that happens when people are trying to hold on to friends or trying to get certain friends. If it's hard for you to hold on to them, if it's becoming hard for you to get that person, that's not your friend. That's not supposed to be who you're supposed to be with. Friendship is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be like, wow, where have you been all my life? Like, you're supposed to click like that, you know? It shouldn't be a show. It shouldn't be difficult to get them on your side, to get them in your circle, to get them like you, to get them to think you're cool. Because friends will think you're cool, like from the jump. Freshman year is the time to realize your strengths and your worth. It's time to figure out what you like. Not what other people like about you, or not what other people think is cool, or what will impress other people. It's to figure out what you think is cool, what you like, to find new things that you like. Because when you spend all your time trying to figure out, well, what will make them cool, what will impress them, what will get these people's attention, you lose yourself. And you'll end up an upperclassman thinking, wow, I've spent all this time trying to impress these people and trying to figure out what should I do next to make them like me. When in reality, you haven't figured out how to make yourself like you. You haven't figured out what you like, what you think is cool. You just know what they think is cool. And that's not what high school is about. That's not what finding yourself is about. And finding yourself is already hard. Don't make it harder. Okay, now let's get into relationships. And I can remember it like it was yesterday how I was. I remember I was like, yes, high school, I can finally get a boyfriend. Because like in 8th grade, I mean, yeah, it kind of bothered me that I hadn't had my first boyfriend or my first kiss. But I was like, it'll happen once I get to high school. High school, it's going to change everything. And when in reality, that's not the case all of the time. Never feel bad about not having your first kiss, or not having been in a relationship, or being a virgin, because in reality, most of the people around you are in that same boat. It may not be the people that you sit with at lunch or the people that you hang out with all the time, because you'll be like, well, Sally has a boyfriend now. Well, Susan just got her first kiss. Sally just lost her virginity. What? Like, no. There are people that you're going to walk by in the hallway. There are people that you sit next to every single day, that you sit around every single day, that you check homework with every single day, that are in your same boat, and you may not even realize it. Because I know upperclassmen, and have known upperclassmen, that haven't had their first kiss, still virgins. There's nothing wrong with still being a virgin. There's nothing wrong with wanting to wait. You'll find yourself being so much more happier if you don't focus on that. Because sure, at first we'll be like, man, why haven't I had my first kiss? And you'll be focusing on that. But then, why haven't I had my first kiss turns into, well, why am I not good enough? Why do boys think I'm annoying? Why don't boys like me? Why am I not pretty? Why don't I look like her? Why can't I be like her? She's dating him. What do I need to do? What do I need to change about my face? What do I need to wear? And it really takes control of you. You realize, I am so much sadder than I was before. I was so happy in 8th grade. What happened? You may think, oh, I'd be so much happier if I was in a relationship. I'd be so much happier if I had my first kiss. When in reality, the reason why you're unhappy is not because you haven't kissed anyone. It's not because you don't have a boyfriend. It's because you're focusing on those things, and you're letting those things get to you. You're letting those things cause problems in your life, cause self-esteem issues, confidence issues. You're letting all that take control. You think having a boyfriend's gonna make you happy? No. not focusing on having a boyfriend will make you happy. And if you find yourself dwelling on these things, look back at your life before that. Your life before you were so worried about boys, or your life before you were so worried about girls. Like, were you in a good headspace? Weren't you happy? Did you have self-esteem issues then? And if you say no, that's the problem. You're focusing way too much on trying to get into a relationship when you should be focusing on clubs, activities, friends, things that actually make you smile and that are easy to get. Also, it's okay to have standards. It's okay to reject boys or girls. I've known people that have gotten into relationships that didn't last very long just because, oh my god, finally someone who wants my number, finally someone who likes me, and then they realize, I don't even really like this person. 2 weeks later, they're broken up. It's not very fulfilling. It's a waste of your time. I know we're not dumb as teenagers. We may do some dumb things, but we're definitely not dumb. We have some common sense. And I know we don't expect high school to be like Disney high school, but in a way we sort of do. In a way we sort of expect things that, at least some of the things that happen on TV to happen. And sure, some things do happen, but a lot less than you think. And the example I'm talking about is with high school boys. The boys that look like Zac Efron, Joe Jonas, I'll put many of pictures of hot childhood crushes that we've had. The boys who look like this, who look this amazing, aren't always as genuine as they are on TV. I'm not saying all attractive boys are like this, because there are definitely some smoking boys who are taken because they're hot and they are good people. They're taken because of that. But there are also some hot boys that are just, who take advantage of their looks. Take advantage of girls because of their looks. If you find yourself having a crush on that boy that is the player, is the bad boy that everybody has, and he's so cute, and you think, oh, you can change him, he may be a player, but you can change him. That's not true. He can only change himself, and he will only change himself when he finds that girl he wants to change for. And don't feel like, well, I can be that girl, I'm gonna be that girl. Don't take that risk. If you are that girl, he'll find you, and you will know that you are that girl. If you're struggling to be that girl, if you don't know if you're that girl, most likely you aren't. Anywho, that's all for this video. I hope you found some of my advice helpful. If you want specific advice on relationships or specific advice on classes, if there's something I didn't hit on, because I tried to get everything, I tried to compile a big old list of everything I wanted to know and every misunderstanding I had, but I could have missed some since it's been for 3-4 years since I've been a freshman. So yeah, if you have more questions, definitely leave them in the comments, or shoot me a DM on my Instagram. I should start putting my Instagram in the videos, but that's a lot of work. I don't know. I'll put my Instagram right here today. Maybe I'll start doing that. My Instagram is @Asha.Symone. You can shoot me a DM, you can follow me. But yeah, that's all the advice. Hopefully it helps you out. And I just want to say, just make yourself happy this year. Your first year of freshman year, you want to look back on it and say, I was really happy. Because I had a great freshman year and I was really happy. But apparently a lot of other people can't say the same. So just make it your #1 priority. Don't make getting into a relationship your #1 priority. Don't make being the top student your #1 priority, unless that's what makes you happy, and then go for it. But like, just make being happy and making good memories your #1 priority, okay? And you will succeed. If you're happy, you will succeed, and you will look back on freshman year and say, hey, wasn't that bad. I had a good time. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you for all the love I've been having on my episode videos. I wish I get other love. I wish I could get some love with my other videos, but oh well. People like it when I play episode, and that's fine. I appreciate it anyway. Yeah, peace out.